Hi, my name is Dr. Tian Chi, and I'm an assistant professor of mathematics at MSU Billings. Welcome to Finite Mathematics. Finite Mathematics is a broad collection of topics that are useful for practical purposes. So, throughout this course, we will be moving through these topics at a somewhat brisk but self-paced speed. Being an online course, this course is set up to design so that it works around your schedule and your availability, barring other responsibilities such as work or childcare and your other course load. Um, it'll be done in an asynchronous manner, so you will not have to log into some website or turn on WebEx or Zoom at specified times. Nevertheless, I will be there to help you every step of the way. So to start with, let's go to the course home here. Everything will be done through D2L. I will make broad announcements to the classes through D2L. The gradebook will be kept in D2L. Any discussions will be done through D2L, and all of the supplementary content to the course is done through D2L. So when you click here, there's an introductory blurb to myself, a link to my website, and my email. My email is the best way to contact me if you have specific questions, in particular questions about things outside of the course content, things like scheduling or asking for extensions. If it's help with content like a concept or a question, I encourage you to address it in another way, but we will get to that. If we come to the bottom here, we will see links to the various topics in the course. And here, the Pearson My Math Lab widget, which is what you will use to register for My Math Lab. So, if we go ahead to the content and we click here, we will see that I've uploaded the syllabus for the course. We have our learning outcomes here. The score, the grading will be done through homework and exams, all through Pearson. 25% of the coursework will be, or some 25% of the grade will be the homework score, and 75% will be exams. All of the homework exams are available through My Math Lab, and in order to encourage you to understand the material to the best of your ability before taking an exam, you must receive an 80% on a chapter's homework in order to take that chapter's exam. The due dates for the exams are listed here, and if we go ahead and go back here, we could see it listed on the side here as well. So let's go back to our content here and take a back look at our syllabus. Because we don't have the luxury of grading for partial credit through an online examination scenario, what we've elected to do instead is allow you 2 attempts to take each exam. So you can take an exam, you can go back through and look at what problems you got right, what problems you didn't get right. This is a period of time where you're free to email me and ask me questions about the exam, and I can help you out with that, and then you can get another shot at the exam, and then the best of your 2 scores will be taken as your score for that exam. If you, for some reason, need an extension or a pushback on a date for an exam, please let me know, tell me your circumstances, and we can work together on that. Alright, so to go along with these chapters, so let's just take a look here at chapter 1 here. What we have here are 2 things. One is a link to uh, an online supplement that I wrote for this class, and a discussion board for uh, for this chapter. So as you're working through the each chapter, if you have a question about something, if you have a question on some problem or on a concept or anything like that, feel free to go to the discussion board and post a new topic with your question in it. I'll answer you in the discussion, and other students who might have similar questions can come in, they can read it, uh, they can learn something from it if they themselves had a question, or if you look in the discussion board or they look in the discussion board and they want to share something that they did or something that worked for them, they can post in that as well, and that way together as a class we can advance and progress our knowledge of these subjects. If you click through these, some of these subjects have videos that I've recorded on those subjects. If you click on those, you'll see me lecturing at a whiteboard on these subjects. I suggest that you watch these videos to help with your understanding. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the supplemental things that I wrote here. If you click on these, what it will bring you is a link to a HTML version of a finite text book that I am writing. As of fall 2020, this book is not yet ready to be a standalone text for this course, but I think it's a really, really good supplement to these subjects. You might notice on the side here that there are subjects covered in this course that are not covered in our class, and that's because different finite math books at different institutions cover different topics. I just want to make sure that I got everything covered here. But you could see links to different sections here. So you would read this part of it just as if it were a typical kind of textbook, a written description of the solution, and then what we have here are figures that go with the section, as well as interactive figures that go with the section. And so what I encourage you to do is, if you're going to use this supplemental resource, to go through here and then play around with these figures as well. They're meant to be interacted with. That is the purpose of placing them there. Let's maybe jump ahead to a different chapter where you'll also find in these sections are example problems along with solutions and embedded graphics to go along with those solutions, and checkpoints, which are problems that you can try to test your understanding of the content, and then solutions to go with those as well. So in each of the modules in D2L, I have a link to the appropriate chapter of my book. Feel free to use this and to reference it in your homeworks and in your exams as well. So a lot of the computational stuff in this course is at least the way that is written in Pearson, encourages the use of a graphing calculator. I personally don't find much value in graphing calculators. They're very expensive, they have limited functionality, and they're not easy to share or to use, really. And so what I encourage you to do instead, especially if you don't have access to a graphing calculator, is to use the technology either embedded. Let's see what's a good example. The technology embedded here on my text for the appropriate chapters. So you can see that I've embedded something like that here. Or on my web page, which there's a link to in D2L and on the syllabus, we'll go to teaching. We'll go to Finite Mathematics. There's a link to my text here. And then all sorts of embedded calculators and Desmos applications for various uses throughout this course. Again, this course is about practical applications, and in practice, we would use technology to solve problems. That's how we would do it in the real world. That's how your employers will expect you to be able to do things. They don't want you to waste your time scribbling things out on pencil and paper if you can do it in 3 seconds on a computer. So we should familiarize ourselves with that. Lastly, as mentioned before, you can, if you're going through the homework and you run into a question and you want to ask me about it, you can feel free to send me an email about the question. There's a link in Pearson that will generate a link and an email to me if you request it. That will let me see your version of the problem, and you can write a note to describe what your issues with it are, or you can post in the discussion board. And as I indicated, I encourage us all to use the discussion boards so we can all benefit from each other's questions. If you send me an email, unless you request otherwise, what I will do is I will anonymize you, so I'll keep your name out of it, but I'll just post a topic in the discussion board saying, hey, a student asked this question, and this is how you would do this problem. And I will put it in the discussion board, then you can read the solution there, but more importantly, other students who are struggling with the same thing can also read the solution there. And again, this way we can all benefit from everyone else's questions about the course. So the final thought then is, if you have any questions about anything at all, not content related, if you're struggling overall with life and you need extensions, if you want to know follow-up content about a topic, this or that, anything at all, let me know. I can work with you. If you want to set up a face-to-face WebEx, I guess it wouldn't be face-to-face, but like a video conferencing WebEx, let me know and we can set that up. That's no problem. Unfortunately, because of the ongoing pandemic, I'm not allowed to have students in my office itself. And so because of that, we do have to come up with creative ways for you and I to communicate throughout the course. But I've used some of these in previous courses with success, and I'm confident that we will be able to work our way through all of this together. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful semester. I'm looking forward to it. Welcome to Fall 2020.